So I totally forgot to film an intro. So this is the intro to the Falcon Part 2. In this video, we very quickly swap an engine in this little Falcon and get it running, driving, and well, it's in a different building, so obviously it runs and drives. So hope you enjoy. Ari and the Mason are tearing the engine apart, the old one, getting it out, and we got the new one here painted, which I was told this was a 170 when I bought it from a guy from Colorado, but so you see here, you got 5 freeze plugs, so this is actually a 200. I don't know what it's out of, but I can't complain there. So we have a 200 that we're putting in this 1962 Falcon. So they're getting the engine torn apart, get it pulled out. We'll get all the parts swapped onto this one, and then we'll be ready to put this one back in and get it running. All right, so we got the old engine out, take the flywheel off, or whatever you call it, flex point thing. Put it on the manual engine, well, the new engine. Then we're gonna throw in. Pretty easy, I mean, done it before, so. Got the new water pump and thermostat on this engine. And there's a few other little things we gotta throw on, but not much. All right, so we're back. I messed up and left the pilot bearing in. To be fair, I looked it up and it said you could leave it in, but I didn't look it up for this specific engine. So you cannot leave the pilot bearing in to put a automatic on behind an old manual engine and crank. So today we're going to pull the transmission because it's easier to pull than the engine, and put some bread in there and get the pilot bearing out. Hopefully, that's the goal at least. So it shouldn't be too bad. I don't think I've showed pulling a transmission on the channel yet, so it's just a few bolts, and then you have to get the bell housing bolts again, which are the most fun. So underneath here, you just gotta take the drive shaft out, which is a few little U-joints on the back. They're pretty simple. And then you got tooling. And then you got motor or transmission mount right here. Or a bolt. You can see the head. A cable. I think you gotta take off, and then another bolt which is already loose. kick down and shifting and stuff like that. So pretty simple, not too many bolts. And then you got the 4 bell housing bolts, but really can't avoid that. Oh, there we go.
We might have missed the can a lot over here with transmission fluid.
Yep. Oh fuck. About to fall off. Got 7/16 with a little extension and Sara Lee bread. We'll see how many pieces it takes. Yeah, get the bread, put it in there, and in theory, oh, a room behind there. This might take a lot of bread. Keep filling that up. With our fingers. Fill up your fingers and then pack it in with your socket. Rinse and repeat. Little jaws. I just had to grind the backs of them so it fits in the pilot bearings. It didn't fit before, so. Yep. Got it. Ew, the bread looks gross. A bit of bread in there still. Alright, so that's out. Torque converter will sit. The torque converter will sit right up in there. And that's why you have to take the pilot bearing out. So just get the tool, don't try the bread, don't waste your time. Just go get the tool from AutoZone and then return it later. But we're gonna get the transmission thrown back in here, everything hooked back up, and we'll go from there. All right, we got the transmission hooked up, getting all the linkage hooked up. Brogan's getting the drive shaft on there. I got the starter on, and I'm gonna do a quick oil change. Get this old oil, I don't know what it's like, so I'm gonna get it out of there. Put some new oil in and be on the road. Come on, please be good oil. Possibly a little bit of water, but.
This means it was thirsty. Tried to get hydrated.
I probably should have put this in a clean pan so I could really look at it, but. Got everything hooked back up. We're gonna turn it over so we can get the 2 more torque converter bolts or nuts on. And got new oil in it, and we'll see if it does anything or if I'm gonna have electrical issues again. I'm gonna have electrical issues again.
Is it in park?
Does that matter?
Mine won't crank if it's not in park.
No, I'm not even getting dash lights. That doesn't sound good. Crazy. I think the engine might be locked up. Moved a little bit.
Yeah. Should we have a video of it running?
No! Right there, no! Got to spin over now. That was a little scary. It must have just been a tough spot in there from sitting for a few months. It's only been out of the car supposedly 6 months that it was in, and I have a video of it running, so a little weird, but took the plugs out, put some WD-40 in each cylinder, and now she spins, so we did something right. We'll see if it runs now. What's that sound? What is that?
I don't know.
That sounds like transmission.
All right, so it's ready.
I can't tell where it's coming from. That sound, can you?
I can't either. Revving and burnouts.
Yeah.
I don't think these motors do burnouts.
No. See, can you keep it running with the throttle? Sounds rough. That's definitely the engine. I'm pretty sure that sounds like the engine right here. So this engine's, I mean, you heard the knocking sound, but it's very tingy and echoey. So it sounds like it's something hitting the oil pan because it gets louder as the engine rotates. We checked everything on the flywheel and it all looks fine. Unless there's like a hairline crack, but I don't think that would cause that kind of noise. So I'm gonna get, next thing I'm gonna get a stethoscope and see if I can pinpoint where the noise is at. And if it's down in the oil pan, then I'll pull the oil pan and maybe it needs dented out or something. We'll just have to see. All right, I'm back another day. I'm gonna talk over the heater. It's literally 1 degree outside. It feels like negative 14 or something. So we're gonna be talking over the heater. I can't shut it off. So we heard the knocking noise last time, and then I was kind of digging around. I think I found a dent on the back of the oil pan. And the backs of the oil pans on these are pretty thin for clearance wise. So I'm wondering if I have a dent back there and some rod or main or something's hitting that. It sounds echoey like an oil pan. It's either that or a flex plate. I don't think it's a flex plate. It sounds a little too loud for that. But so I got myself a little stethoscope here. I'm gonna run the engine, kind of feel around, and see if I can find anything. Alright, yeah. It's really loud at the back of that pan where that dent is. Alright, this tells you pretty close where it's at, so I'm pretty positive it's that pan, which are not fun to get off of these, but it's better than a bad engine. So let's pull the pan off. I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to do that, because it's not easy on these. So let's get to it. So much for my brand new oil. Good Lord. It's not sparkly though, so that's a good sign. Alright, so what we need to do is take the sway bar down. It's pretty simple. Just bolt right here, goes up to the frame, and bolt right there, goes up to the frame. And then I took the cross member off, which goes right here, and it attaches to the motor mount through this frame right here. But you want to leave that in so the engine doesn't fall, obviously. And I have a jack with a board underneath the transmission, and that'll kind of keep the engine up. And you want to keep these bolts in. Just take the nuts off the back, and the cross member will fall off. And I think I might have to take the suspension, that arm off. Probably take it off right up there, drop it down a little bit, and it should be able to come right out. But I'm going to try it without doing that. It's a little watery in here, I think. And sump does not look the greatest. And I'm not seeing any obvious wear marks at the moment. So pistons are pretty worn down on the sides too. That's just a lot of water in here. Oil pan is really sludgy. You can see the dent back there though, but it's pretty sludgy. So she's pretty sludgy. Like I said, there's water in here, but I'm hoping it's just from the fact that the engine wasn't ran for quite a few months. A lot of condensation is built up in that engine. I'm gonna brake clean it all out under there. The sump pump, everything. Clean that out. That's a lot of sludge and carbon. But look at that. That's the knock that we were hearing. So I was pretty confident it was the oil pan, but that is a huge relief to see that right there. So I'll get a hammer, gently massage that out, and clean this out, clean the engine out, and then put some fresh oil in it, and a new oil filter. I wasn't going to, but after seeing this, it definitely needs it, so. Do your oil changes on time. All clean, looks good. See our dent here? I mean, you can feel it too. So we'll get that gently massaged out of there, and this will be ready to go back in. So I got that painted, I got a coat on there, waiting for that to dry. Get under here, start cleaning this bad boy out. Just gonna go crazy with the brake clean under here. Let's see how clean I can get it. Alright, so I got that drying, gonna let that dry. I need to get more brake clean, gonna clean up in the engine a little bit more, clean through all the oil galleys with brake clean. We'll get it a little cleaned up because it needs a good flushing. So I honestly believe that The only reason the oil looks like that is because the engine sat for a little bit, got a lot of water condensation in it, and firing up, once it went through all the oil galleys and stuff, it just cleaned all that out, and that is what it is, because that was new oil. So I'm not too worried about it, honestly. Got the oil pan kind of dented out. I hope it works. I really hope that it doesn't make any noises anymore, but we'll see. If it does, I have another oil pan. We'll clean it up, put it on there, and be a-okay. Not that I want to do that all over again, but might have to. We'll see. So, getting get some more brake clean tomorrow. Hopefully, the snow's pretty bad still. It's very cold out. So get some more brake clean tomorrow. Clean that up. Clean off the gasket, and hopefully put everything back together with a little bit of new fresh oil and a filter. All right, so we flushed the oil. We put some just miscellaneous oil up in the engine. That was good. And cranked the engine for a little while. And it cleaned out a little bit of stuff, not too much. So I'm pretty confident the engine's pretty clean now. Brake cleaned all up in there as well. Got the old gasket off, front and rear seals, which I'm probably gonna regret getting off, but I got my nice AutoZone gasket here. Put new front and rear seals on, and then prep our surface for the side seals, and we'll be ready to go. All right, so we got a little suspension and cross member and everything back on. Got oil in it, new oil filter. We're gonna crank it up and see if we hear anything. You're gonna have to run the gas. 5 power. Oh, that's kind of supposed to be hard or something. Look at that. You're running. Nice and quiet. A little bit of valve train tick, but we can tighten that up. No more knocky sounds. Now I can hear my amazing muffler again. Oh yeah. That's awesome. It's running really good. Maybe. Definitely got some timing to mess with, but put some coolant in it and we'll get that system bled there. It's a little cold out. It is 4 degrees out right now. So it's 4 degrees in here and it's very cold. Still running good. Trying to get up the tip so we can put some more coolant in it. All right, so I got everything back together. You saw it run. It runs really good, and it's not making a knocking sound, so that is a plus. So next time I work on it, I'm going to put the hood back on, hopefully get it up to temperature so I can put more coolant in it. Would be nice. And then we're kind of at a point to test drive it and see how bad everything is, and we'll diagnose from there. So it's 4 degrees in here, and it's probably colder in here, so it's time to leave. About 60, 65-ish on the highway. Doing pretty good. Pretty smooth ride. There's an odd smell, but Alright, so I got the Falcon to town. Drove alright. Had a little issue with the brakes, but I think what's happening is the springs need to be redone, which I probably should have done, but whatever. So you just have to return the pedal with your foot. It's kind of whatever. It runs and drives pretty good. It's still Ford Falcon with a 2-speed. Shifts like it should. The engine's very responsive. I just waxed it and cleaned it, and holy, that wax did numbers. I mean, this thing looks really good now. That paint is popping, and the paint's so beautiful. So get a close-up of it. This is a bad spot too, and look at that metallic. I love the paint on this car. The roof is also metallic-y. Oh, you see the sparkles there? I mean, it's a super pretty car. I put some seat belts from Retro Belt. I think I mentioned that in here. I think they suit the car awesome. I mean, the ivory with the tan and then the brown like saddle carpet. I think it looks awesome. With a radio, and you know, put that wire up or whatever. With a radio, new leaf spring, and a generator or alternator on this thing, this car would be a perfect cruiser for anybody. I mean, it's such a nice car. Nice headliner, nice seats, all the lights work, brakes lights, tail lights, everything works on it. It's got a pretty new windshield, not all scratched up. Just such a beautiful car. That's just gonna be all for this video. Runs, drives, it's a pretty nice car. I'm done with it. I need sold, so that's what it is. I mean, it's got 200 inline 6, Ford-O-Matic, beautiful paint. It's a 4-door, but it's whatever. More friends if you have 4-door, right? So, new fuel. I mean, we did about everything to this. If you didn't see the first video, go check it out. We redid literally about everything on this car, and now it's a pretty good cruiser. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some updates.